All right. Welcome everybody to another edition of NASCAR Heat 4, NASCAR Heat 5 on the channel here today. Texas Roadhouse 200 Truck Series at Martinsville, full race live stream coming your way. No practice, no qualifying. Looks like we have a driver starting at the rear of the field, so we're going to try to bring Chase Elliott from the back to the front. We're coming off of a win at Daytona a couple nights ago. Now, I know I said I was supposed to do the Charlotte. I'll wait for some of you guys to come in before I announce the issue with that. Holden Mason, welcome to the stream. So we got a couple people coming in here early. I guess before I really get into what is going on here, GG Coasters Inc., welcome to the stream. So yeah, got more people filing in, that's great. So starting a little bit later, I tried to shoot for 10 o'clock, and here was the issue I had. I was supposed to run the Xfinity Series at Charlotte that was supposed to be ran Thursday morning. Because the game was crashing, could not stream at all on Thursday. It's supposed to be the second race of the custom schedule season for the Xfinity Series. Tried to stream it yesterday. Did not try to stream it yesterday. I only had time to stream the Daytona 500 because by the time the game had the new patch come out, I got home and it was like 6 o'clock in the afternoon. So, only had time to get the Daytona 500 in. That was a high priority. Tried today. I was going to do it this morning. And the game keeps crashing with the Xfinity Series. For whatever reason, the problem before, it would crash on any custom schedule. It didn't matter what it was. It would crash as soon as you tried to pull up that season. Now, I was able to pull it up. I was able to select the Charlotte race. Got to the loading screen. And when it got done loading, as soon as it was supposed to take me to this screen, ready for practice, it would crash. I tried it about 5 or 6 times. It crashed every time. I tweeted at NASCAR Heat. They were getting replies on games still crashing that I didn't read up on yesterday, but I didn't see anybody having the exact issue that I had. So I went at them. I gave it the nicest reply I could, just simply told them what was going on, so hopefully I get a reply back that they. Fortunately for now, the Xfinity Series schedule is going to be postponed until NASCAR Heat can figure out what's wrong with the Xfinity Series custom schedules. That I still can't race that second race at Charlotte. So, yep. So Xfinity Series keeps crashing with you too. Yeah. So I checked last night to make sure with all 3 series it was still working, and it was, to the extent it was working past the point I had yesterday. The Truck Series, as you see right here, working fine. Cup Series, I got to this portion of the screen too, working fine. So we're still going to have a doubleheader today, but instead of Xfinity Cup, we're going to do Truck and Cup later today. So the Cup race will still be at Dover as scheduled later today. We're going to shoot for about 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then this truck race, we're going to get underway right now. So that is the issue having with that. No timetable exactly for Xfinity Series until they get another patch, which they're working on Xbox right now. So it could be a few days before we get that Xfinity Series going again. So that's disappointing. But at least we still have the Cup Series. So that's the main focus. And at least we can work on the Truck Series with the doubleheader. But it's still putting me behind schedule at the Xfinity Series, which isn't too bad. Again, at least it's not the Cup Series that's being put behind schedule. So without further ado, we're going to hop into this. Again, no practice, no qualifying. Hopefully the setup is fine for Martinsville, and we're starting from the rear, so this could get hectic. Marcus Hook is on the pole for this race today. Mike Harmon will be starting at the rear of the field for the second race in a row for the Gander Truck Series, and Stuart Friesen has been struggling all weekend, so he might not have a very fast car. Braden Thompson, Joshua White, Angel King, welcome to the stream as well as we get start here for this one. I was gonna use the steering wheel for the Charlotte race, and obviously we're not racing the Charlotte's race, so we're racing Martinsville as we make contact. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway. 200 laps of racing around the paperclip. Short track racing here in the Truck Series today for race number 2 of the custom schedule season. Trying to get a feel for the truck. Still loose off the curb. Notice that when we were trying to get up the speed to the start-finish line, taking it very easy right now, trying to make sure I don't overdrive the corners, trying to clear Josh Reum if at all possible, struggling for the moment. But no, I'm not using the wheel for this Martinsville race. It was kind of last second kind of thing that I was going to use the wheel, and unfortunately I can't use the wheel for the Xfinity race. And so yeah, we're just doing controller all day again today, just making sure everything works properly, because I know the controller works. For whatever reason, I don't want to take the risk with the steering wheel. I know it's a different aux cord, because I tried going with the controller into the Xfinity Series Season 2. That wasn't making much of a difference. I don't think that will make a huge difference anyway, but just playing it safe today. Make sure we can get this doubleheader in. Finally going to get around Josh Reaume now to the inside of Jennifer Jo Kopp for 29th. Coming off of a win at Daytona in a spectacular Truck Series race on Tuesday night. Then a handful of days, contact getting into the back of Jason White into the corner. We seem to be outbraking these guys, but trying to get back to the throttle, get back to the gas. As Jason White blocks us, overruns the corner, moves up, and now we're 3 wide. Back in the pack. Still 3 wide into turn 1. Very tight. Jason White, Clay Greenfield, we're going to get around him, and now Mike Harmon trying to double up on that, take it 3 wide himself and make the move. So trying to catch Angela Ruck now for 26. Will we have a new winner and a second driver locked into the Truck Series playoffs? A 16-race regular season, followed by a 7-race playoff. We're already 1 race in the books, and just 200 laps at Martinsville is not a long time, especially with no stages. We're moving up through the field slowly but surely. Maybe not showing the speed I would like to have. We're about 11.5 seconds off the lead right now. Robbie Dixon, welcome to the stream. I do not play GTA. No, I strictly try to focus on NASCAR. I have Tony Stewart's Sprint Car Racing too that I bought when it released back in February. And trying to complete the career mode on the channel by winning a championship. Once I do that, I don't plan on playing that game again. Gonna move up to 25th past Tate Fogelman. Jesse Little had a great showing at Daytona in both the Xfinity and the Truck Series. Kind of ran up the hill right into him there for a second, but all is good. Oh, and now into the back of Christian Eckes. Three wide now right in front of us. Eckes takes it to the inside underneath Joe Nemechek and Austin Wayne Self. Still 3 wide now side by side as he clears Nemechek. Still working on Austin Wayne Self. Chase Elliott with a big run to the inside of Nemechek now. Barely clear off of turn 4. Casey does stuff. Welcome to the stream. Got NASCAR Heat 5 Wednesday. Nice. Yeah, I haven't started the career mode yet. We were kind of put behind schedule, obviously. I couldn't do anything on Thursday, and then couldn't do anything yesterday until the Daytona 500 in the evening hours. Like, got that started up about, what was it, like 6:30 I started the stream or so. So, yeah. Kind of put behind schedule. We've got these championship mode races that we were supposed to get in. Again, still waiting on the Xfinity Series. Keeps crashing on me there. But the other 2 series between the Trucks and Cup is fine. So at least we can keep progressing forward. But I guess that means more double headers, so better for you guys. But trying to play catch up here in the opening week of NASCAR Heat 5. Going to the Bristol All-Star race here in about 4 days too. So I know I'm not going to be able to stream at all on Wednesday for a heads up for you guys. I'll be traveling. I got an 8-hour drive, and then with the race that night, there's just no chance for me to stream on Wednesday. I'm not gonna rush it. I'll bring my PlayStation on the road so we can get one in on Thursday, and then hopefully Friday I should be home decent enough hours. We should have a night stream that Friday night, but it's kind of what we're looking at for the timetable for next week. Plan on having a doubleheader again tomorrow. Likely 2 Cup races if at all possible. Got Pocono and Sonoma as the 3rd and 4th races of the season. Of course, Dover will be later today. Looking to the outside of rookie Tanner Gray. Gray pulls up right in front of us. Crossover move now by Chase Elliott. So again, we're moving through the field slowly but surely. You can definitely tell we have a long run truck, but we are losing a lot of ground here early on. 13.5 seconds off the lead. At least we're not in danger of going a lap down right now, so that's pretty good. There's still about 6-7 seconds or so behind us. Definitely over a half a track behind the race leaders, but it is a long race. There's no stages. We don't have to worry about it. We just need to gradually work our way through the field, and we'll see if we'll get any cautions along the way. Ashton G, welcome to the stream. Just ran our fastest lap of the race, and it just seems like we're getting faster and faster, driving it in deep now on Stuart Friesen. Crossover by Friesen, but we beat him back to the gas, and that will move Chase Elliott up to 18th. Beautiful Hooters paint scheme. Gonna cross over through different camera angles now for the next handful of laps or so. Here at Martinsville in the in-truck cam. Truck feels fine and felt a little tight at the very beginning. You can tell the handling's coming in about perfectly. It's loosening up slightly, but it's not loose at all. Definitely loose if you hit the curbing here still, so you got to be careful of that. Similar to NASCAR Heat 4. Again, every track we're going to for the first time is a test session, essentially. Especially with the trucks, we have not practiced or qualified for a single race yet on this season. So it makes it difficult starting at the back and trying to get a feel for everything on the fly. Daytona's one thing. With it being a super speedway, you can kind of get the hang of it, but coming to a short track here at Martinsville to try to hit our line consistently and try to plan for a perfect setup along the way of the race can be very, very difficult. Gonna make a move there. Matt Crafton closing in the picture. We have caught Austin Wayne Self once again. It's been a while since we've seen him. So we got about 4 trucks battling for about 14th. As Crafton really got on the brakes hard as we get into the back of him there in the center of the corner. Cindy Duncan Gaming, welcome to the stream. Another bump to the back of Crafton is not intentionally trying to get to the back of him, but he does need to move at the same time. Riley Herbst in the 51 truck now right in front of us as we're finally going to clear Crafton off of turn 4. Back to the inside again of Riley Herbst. Going to clear him, and that will move Chase Elliott up to 14th. So again, the quest for the regular season championship is on with Chase Elliott now that we have locked ourselves into the playoffs with a win. And we're still going to try to get as many wins as we can, of course, on top of it for more playoff points. But 15 playoff points for a regular season championship. There is a lot on the line there. Underneath Zane Smith. Oh, and a big checkup now from Ross Chastain and Sheldon Creed for that matter. They have a lap truck of, I believe, that is Jason White right in front of them as we go 3 wide now. Trying to beat everybody into the next corner, and we will. Got to take care of that front bumper. Remember, the 5-second damage rule is still on. So if we are going to damage that 5 seconds of damage, that can be costly as the race goes on, especially in the early going. So definitely trying to race as clean as possible. See Kyle Busch struggling early compared to what Kyle Busch would typically do in the Truck Series, running in 10th place right now. Expect him to be one of the favorites for the championship. Austin Hill, he's side by side with him for 9th place right now. Look at this huge line of lap traffic. Chase Elliott to the bottom, 3 wide now for 9th. Barely going to get underneath of Gilliland in the 38 truck as well. And clear up to 8th place. 3 drivers passed in about a half a lap. Now underneath Ty Majeski, 3 wide for the position. Rafael Lassard, not sure if he was on the lead lap or not. I don't believe he was. No, he was on the lead lap, so that moves us up to 6th. Brett Moffitt, Johnny Sauter, both on the lead lap, getting held up. I believe that's Grant Enfinger up ahead as well. Ben Rhodes, likely all on the lead lap. Oh, contact there with Greenfield. Very tight to go 3 wide at Martinsville. Virtually impossible. We've seen it multiple times already today. Just 30 laps in. Marcus Hook, who started on the pole, is likely the race leader here. Johnny Sauter drove it in deep and then had to get on the brakes really hard. 3 wide. Thor Motorsport trucks were dominant at Daytona, and you're seeing dominance out of them again today. At least 3 of them here at Martinsville. Marcus Hook now in the lead, but not for much longer. The 24 of Elliott to the inside. And for the first time here today, Chase Elliott will take the lead in the Truck Series race at Martinsville. Lap 33 will be complete at the line. Didn't take us as long as it looked like it was going to take us to get to the lead. Lap traffic, we got through it a lot better than what the AI cars did that were ahead of us. So Chase Elliott leads his first lap of the race. And how about Rafael Lessard getting to second place quickly? Basically followed us through. He was back at 8th place when we had passed him, and Rafael Lessard is now up to second place, the rookie in the Ford truck, the teenager. We just ran our fastest lap of the race, 21.017 that last lap. Ooh, a little loose, getting back to the gas to the outside of Joe Nemechek, putting these guys a lap down here. Trying to put as many drivers a lap down as possible. Holden going to Bristol next week, awesome. Maybe you'll see me there. I'll be wearing a mask though, so it'll be kind of tough, I guess. But if you see a red beard sticking out of a mask, it's probably me. Longer hair, have Blaney gear on, tall guy, yeah, you'll probably... I guess it would be hard to miss me if you did see me. Starling Dixon, welcome to the stream. Gonna clear Jesse Little in the center of the corner, now working on Christian Eckes. Beating him back to the gas, look at the speed down the front straightaway. Clearing Eckes into the corner. Driving it in deep there, I believe that was Tyler Ankrum. Could be wrong. Oh, just sliding into the wall off of turn 2. It's a little slippery. You can definitely see if we get on the brakes hard enough, truck tends to move out from under us. This is likely going to be just a 1 pit stop race today. We've got enough fuel. It's just a matter of taking care of the right front tire with this being a very flat racetrack. If we can make it 100 laps into the run, there's no problem why this should be only a 1 pit stop race. If a caution comes out, that does change the strategy. You wonder if anybody's going to hit pit road or if the same drivers will stay out. That'll be interesting to look at going forward on pit strategy. We'll just have to see how that's going to play out over the course of the green flag run. But if it does stay green all the way through this one today, then yes, you are going to be looking at only 1 pit stop here in this race. It'd be hard to believe a Truck Series race at Martinsville, full 200 laps going caution-free though, so I'd have to assume at some point in time we'll likely get a caution, but we're 40 laps into this thing caution-free so far, despite no practice or qualifying for us. That's pretty good. And we are pulling away now as the truck is really starting to settle in. And we are still getting faster as the run goes on. 40 laps into this green flag run to start the race, and we just ran our fastest lap there. First lap time we have ran under 21 seconds, so car is literally getting faster as the air pressure builds up. So tires get a little bit more wear on them. It's a good show that we definitely have the long run truck, the fastest long run truck here today. But the short runs, it's going to be interesting to see how many laps exactly it'll take with to get up to speed and be able to hold on. If we have a late race restart, that could be costly in this one. Unless we have the track position, we might be able to block them off. But this thing ends on a 40 lap or longer run. There's no reason why we shouldn't be able to win. Start the season going back-to-back in the Truck Series. Our quest for 8 championships with Jimmy Johnson winning the Daytona 500 last night. Very great race to start the Cup Series portion of the channel on NASCAR Heat 5. So although we're locked into the playoffs, same situation as we're doing here with Elliott in the Truck Series, just trying to get as many wins as possible. And we'll go to Dover later today, so that should be a lot of fun. CW2288, welcome to the stream. Thanks, Holden. Ooh, Tyler Hill got really loose getting back into the gas off of turn 2. Allowed us to pounce underneath him off the exit of the corner. Seemed to get through turns 3 and 4 a little bit better than the rest of the field. Turns 1 and 2 probably a little more difficult for us, but look at us just weaving in and out of the lap traffic. Still trying to get around these guys clean, but as quickly as possible. You never know when we could get that first caution of the race. Oh, wow, Greenfield just about blocked us getting into the corner there. Almost a quarter of the way home already. 200 laps at Daytona last night in the Cup Series for the 500s. A lot different than 200 laps in the trucks at Martinsville. This race is going by so quick. And boy, Marcus Hook has lost a lot of ground. Remember, started on the pole. We had passed him for the lead back on lap 33. And now all of a sudden, he's still stuck on the outside in heavy lap traffic in the back half of the top 10. 3 wide to the top side to get around a lot of these guys. And if we put Kyle Busch a lap down, that would be a big story early on. Obviously, he's trying to fight for the free pass position right around Austin Hill. We just cleared Busch off the exit of the corner. He's going to have to work to get around Marcus Hook as well. Hook is in the free pass position now. Kyle Busch going to move to his inside, trying to get that free pass spot, though, off of turn 4. Quarter of the way home, 50 laps down, 150 to go. Thanks for everybody tuning in here this morning. And it is Tyler Ankrum in this 23 truck. 24 truck, rather. 20. I'm getting the numbers wrong here. 26 truck of Tyler Ankrum. You can tell we're still trying to get used to the new drivers and the new vehicles for these lower series. The Cup Series, it's a little different. I watch it every weekend. It's a lot easier to adjust to, but I don't necessarily watch the Xfinity and trucks every single race, so still trying to get used to the new drivers and new vehicles, especially after being so used to NASCAR Heat 4. Trying to transition on the fly here to Heat 5. Lassard's still holding on to second. He's about 4 seconds ahead of Ben Rhodes right now. About 9.5 seconds off the lead. So a big lead, but not quite half a track ahead of second place either. We have only had the lead for about 20 laps at the same time, too. Blocks, welcome to the stream. Austin Wayne Self now the last driver in the lead lap at 6. He's got 2 drivers for position, Johnny Sauter and Enfinger, side by side right in front of him, while being behind some lap cars such as Mike Harmon and Jennifer Jo Cobb up here. So this is going to be very interesting to see. This will not put Kyle Busch in the free pass position anymore, as we got really tight getting into turn 3 there. Good drive off, though. 3 wide to the bottom again. Great run. Sauter trying to cross us over, 3 wide middle now, but still clear of Enfinger off the end of the corner. And now only 3 drivers on the lead lap, and we are going to catch Ben Rhodes pretty quickly here if we stay green much longer. What dominance here early on in this one. Oh, Gustine not giving us a lot of room to try and put him another lap down. Rhodes caught behind the AI, really struggling around the lap traffic at Martinsville today. Lap traffic is definitely a big factor whenever you come to these short tracks, though. At the same time, we're going to try to use Tanner Gray as a pick. And now Ben Rhodes will go a lap down. So he's in the free pass spot in 3rd. And he's got quite a big gap to 4th place. Austin Wayne Self behind him, followed by Johnny Sauter, rounding out the top 5. Lassard still the last driver on the lead lap. He is caught in very heavy pack of lap traffic now. All of a sudden, as we have already gone over 60 laps in this race without a caution. Very long green flag run to get things started. It just helps us out more and more. Slasher God, welcome to the stream. I did not expect us to come out with this kind of a dominant truck at Martinsville. It did take us a little bit to get going. But once we got to about that 25 lap mark in the run, this truck definitely settled in quickly. Race is by no means over, even if we do lap the field. Again, you could get a caution at any point in time, which would give the 2nd place truck back on the lead lap. And we still have green flag pit stops if we get to that point at some point in time in this race. You can plan on me staying out as long as possible. Not going to split the race in half just because it's a short track here at Martinsville. Don't want to risk giving up a lap. You will easily lose 2 laps, so even if we gave up the lead, we would likely end up falling a lap down, still being on pit road if we pit before everybody else. So there we go, as we got around Lassard off of turn 2, and Chase Elliott has now lapped the field in quest to go back-to-back to start the Truck Series season. Daytona and Martinsville. What happened to Ravish? He used to watch all the time. He still watches from time to time. I think he was on the stream a couple nights ago when we debuted the Truck Series. I think he works nights, so he won't be in the morning streams likely. I'm sure he just gets off of work in the early morning hours and then sleeps, so he wouldn't be here then. And then whenever he's got a night off, he usually stops by for the streams. During the later streams, obviously. Yeah, he was watching a lot during the pandemic because I think he was off of work during that, so that's why he was watching a lot then. And then once he went back to work, I'm pretty sure his work schedule changed. Unbelievable dominance here from Chase Elliott. All these drivers going 2 laps down, though. It is going to be very hard for them to get back on the lead lap. Marcus Hook falling back to 12th now, the generator driver who started on the pole today. And look at Kyle Busch, barely holding on to a top 10 position right now. And he's in danger of going 2 laps down. And he will go 2 laps down. Ross Chastain for Nice Motorsports right in front of us as well. In the 40 truck, Chase Elliott trying to get around him on the outside. 9th place. And Chastain will go another lap down here. Just unbelievable dominance. Cannot get over the fact of how dominant this 24 truck has been today. Jacob Westbrook, welcome to the stream. Kathy Cash, welcome to the stream. All right, no problem here, Holden. Hopefully you can be back for the Cup Series race later tonight if you can't already make it back by the finish of this one. Still very early in the race in the grand scheme of things, not quite halfway home, and we have had a green flag run since the start of the race, so no cautions yet to record. Strict yellows are on for all races except for road courses. I have the relaxed yellows on as usual, so even with the strict yellows here, no cautions at Martinsville. 70 plus laps in is pretty amazing, and that goes to show why we're pulling away. Between the AI struggling to get around the lap traffic at Martinsville here, and between having a fast long run truck, the combination of those two things, we were able to go from the back to the front in about just over 30 laps. Took us 33 laps to get to the lead, and we've led every lap since. And we're still running fast laps. That was our fastest lap of the race. 75 laps into this green flag run. And we are not dropping the pace off whatsoever. In fact, we are almost picking it up from the very start of the run. Truck is handling perfectly. We nailed the setup. Again, no custom setups and with no practice or qualifying coming into this race. Basically on a whim on what I wanted to go with setup wise, so I went all the way tight. Probably why it took us a little bit to get going and over 30 laps to get to the lead, but once we got here, there's been no looking back. The field is really hoping for a caution. A lot of these guys going 2 laps down. Austin Hill, Grant Enfinger up ahead. In danger of it on the curbing. Got to be careful. Very, very harsh to be on the curbing at Martinsville. Still 3 wide off the exit of 4. And now only the top 5 is 1 lap down. Enfinger in 6th will now go 2 laps down. Lassard was quite a ways ahead of Ben Rhodes for a while. Not sure if he still is or not. Johnny Sauter in 5th. We got a lot of lap trucks in between us yet. He's hoping for that caution to stay 1 lap down. Oh, contact with Greenfield. Friesen not having a good day. Neither is defending champion Matt Crafton. Ross Chastain up ahead. Sorry, not Chastain, Sauter. Johnny Sauter up ahead. Austin Wayne Self not too far in front of him. And Ben Rhodes not really within the vicinity now. So we're within the pit window. I believe that we can make it to the end on fuel from here. And we're actually hanging on to that right front tire really well here in this one. And you wonder if maybe there's anybody that will try to short pit. It is a very big risk at Martinsville. You will go and lose 2 laps on pit road. But is it worth a shot knowing we've had a long green flag run to start this thing? Sliding underneath Christian Eckes now. Not had a great day. He's been outside the top 20 virtually all day. And there's Ben Rhodes up ahead, right behind a huge pack of lap trucks. And he could be in danger of going 2 laps down. The danger zone, so to say. Rhodes trying to run the outside right now, and he gets blocked off by Jesse Little off the exit of the corner. Big run for Elliott to the inside, 3 wide. Little cuts down in front of us now. But we're still going to be able to clear Ben Rhodes off the exit of 2. And there's Kyle Busch up ahead. Not sure where his KBM driver, Raphael Lessard, in the Ford truck is exactly at right now, who is 1 lap down. He's quite a ways ahead of Ben Rhodes because we do not see him. Wonder if he might be in that big pack of lap trucks up ahead. And if he is, Lessard has got to stay 1 lap down in time for a caution. Just to the inside of Sheldon Creed. The 2 trucks, still no sign of Raphael Lessard. He's got a good truck. Remember, he abruptly, in that big pack of lap trucks, was able to take advantage of the rest of the field, going from about 8th to 2nd in a handful of laps. Basically followed us through there back when we were all battling for the lead earlier on. And he still hung on to 2nd by quite a wide margin. He could be a very tough driver to beat if we get a late race caution if he is on the lead lap. He would probably need 2 cautions. He needs 1 to get back on the lead lap with the free pass. And then he would need a 2nd caution to bunch the field back up at whatever point in time. But that is not impossible. We're still not quite halfway home. And although we have gone over 90 laps now without a caution to start the race, very easily get back-to-back cautions and a 110 lap run here at Martinsville. Ernest, welcome to the stream. Sao Paulo, Brazil, awesome. Ernest, if you're new to the channel and you like NASCAR, this is the place to be. Got daily NASCAR content on the channel. A realistic broadcast along the way with these NASCAR Heat full race live streams. This is 105 for the AI difficulty for anybody else new watching this. We are just completely dominating. We couldn't have nailed the setup much better for the longer run. And again, we are picking up some big speed as well, so that definitely helps. And we can see Raphael Lessard off in the distance. He is only a few trucks ahead of us. He's trying to get underneath. It looks like the 98 of Enfinger right now. Friesen about pulled up in front of us, gave us just enough room to get around him on the top. Enfinger about to go 3 laps down in 8th. And there's Lessard caught behind the lap trucks right now, and he's trying to survive. Almost halfway home. Lessard leaves the bottom open just enough. He's stuck behind his teammate Christian Eckes. Lessard will now go 2 laps down. And the only other thing he can hope for now... Oh, and just at the time of him losing the spot, unbelievable, his teammate looked like he might have blew a right front tire. Christian Eckes will bring out the first caution of the day on lap 97. So this will be our lone pit stop of the race. We should be able to make it the rest of the way easily on fuel and tires. Going to repair any damage we have. We're under the 2 seconds there. Raphael Lessard will get the free pass, but he will only get 1 lap back. So he will be 1 lap down on the restart. That is very unfortunate. We literally just passed him a half a lap before the caution. Terrible timing for Lessard, and sure enough, his teammate was the cause of the caution. That is big for Chase Elliott. And we're likely going to have to get a couple more cautions before the end of this thing to get anybody else back in. Green flag is back in the air once again here at Martinsville. Cross flags in the air, 100 laps to go. After the first 100 laps are already in the books. Took us 97 laps to get the first caution of the race. Will we get any more before the finish? Great restart for Chase Elliott. Still a little tight at the beginning of the run, and look at the bump and run from Austin Wayne Self. Austin Wayne Self with a bump and run in third to get one of his laps back now. And with Lassard restarting at the rear of the field, is there a chance Austin Wayne Self can run him down into clean air and maybe try to get a lap back? Not impossible. Next caution, we'll get to decide who will get the free pass between anybody that is one lap down to get back on the lead lap. Just ran our fastest lap, 20.862. Fastest lap of the race. Johnny Sutter's not been able to get around us. It was just Austin Wayne Self who used the bump and run. Luckily, we were able to get to the bottom without getting freight trained on the top. And Sauter's actually 3 laps down right now. Ben Rhodes is in 4th. The next driver 2 laps down. And he did not have a good restart. He's got about 5 trucks in between us. Probably restarted on the outside in 4th and couldn't get down to the bottom very quickly and got shuffled all the way back in line. Be interesting what the pit strategy will look like going forward. We can make it on field to the end of the race if it stays green. We had a 97 lap green flag run to start. We have to go 100 laps on this final run to make it to the end. So imagine 2 long green flag runs with just 1 caution. And now Ben Rhodes is actually going to get the position. I thought it was Johnny Sauter. It wasn't. It was Ben Rhodes in the 99. Going to try to cross him over now. And after he uses the bump and run, he's able to stay clear, get the power down, and he is now 1 lap down trying to catch Austin Wayne Self for 3rd. Tyler Burback, welcome to the stream. Rhodes waited patiently for long enough, wanted to use the bump and run to get one of his laps back while it was at hand. And now hoping for a caution, bunch the field back up again. Or maybe he wants the caution to wait until he can get back on the free pass, but it's going to be a lot tougher for Rhodes versus Austin Wayne Self or Raphael Lassard even, for instance. We'll see. We're going to alternate through the cameras one final time in today's race as we have 90 laps to go here in this one as we ride along the onboard cam for Chase Elliott. Marcus Hook now right behind us, a pole sitter, but he is 3 laps down, so trying to get into that next tier to be 2 laps down. Right along the curbing in the center of the corner, slightly pulled him off of turn 4 there. Try to take a little different angle into that corner that time. Oh, big bounce off the curb. Getting into turns 1 and 2. Definitely a lot quieter of a race today at Martinsville versus Daytona on Tuesday night here in the Truck Series. This feels really, really weird with this far back cam. Haven't used it in the Truck Series yet. Tim Lambert, welcome to the stream. Center Coast Video, welcome to the stream. "84 laps to go." We will stick with this normal camera for the rest of the race now. Slightly pulling ahead from the 2 lap cars behind us. It looks like Austin Hill, perhaps, trying to get around Hook, and it is Hill, who is in 5th place, 2 laps down right now. Rafael Assad, first driver, 1 lap down if we get a caution. We've only had 1 caution today if you're just joining us. And that is why we have such a big lead with a long run truck. So that is the reason why we are dominating. Came on lap 97, so we had a very long opening run in this one. That's where everybody was able to hit pit road after Christian Eckes blew a right front tire, it looked like. And we are plenty good on fuel and tires to make it to the end of this race. We would have to make it half the race, 100 laps, on this final green flag run if we don't get another caution. But if we do, that will put Lassard back on the lead lap, or whoever would be in second at the time. So this race is by no means over. They would then have to restart at the rear of the field. But we can get 2 cautions before the end of this race. We still got a long ways to go. Oh, contact there with Rayum. Yeah, at least we're not having to battle the engine right now. We have had contact here and there, but I mean, with it being at Martinsville, you're going to have contact quite frequently. It's short track racing at its finest. Very tight corners, lower speeds, so very hard to pass without using the bumper. We've done a good job of it, but there have been times we have gotten either into the back of somebody, or somebody's gotten into the back of us trying to, you know, get around us as well. As we try to get around Ben Rhodes, he almost jumped in front of us, and here's a little contact with Fogelman. Lost a lot of ground off of turn 4 because of it. Austin Wayne Self in 3rd, just in front of us as well. Oh boy, almost got into the wall. Very tight off of turn 2 there. Maybe not long enough into the run to run the outside quite as consistently. We're barely over 20 laps into this run. Slight bump now to Jennifer Jo Cobb. Yeah, I don't know how the Daytona road course is going to work with the trucks either. That'll be very unique, to say the least. They obviously couldn't run a Canadian Tire with the borders closed to all non-essential businesses, so that's why they could not race at Canadian Tire this year. Still working on Ben Rhodes and Austin Wayne Self. They're battling for 3rd, and they are not going to try to fall 2 laps down again in this one. Really pulled us off of turn 2 again there. It seems like we're a little better in 3 and 4. We get into the corner a lot better. We get a better drive off. 1 and 2 is where they're beating us. So you see us close right back in on Ben Rhodes again. Good run off of 4 to his outside. He's got the advantage into 1 and 2, plus he's a little faster on this end of the track. Oh, as we slam door to door, and Rhodes is going to keep the position. Try to get him again to the outside. I think Austin Wayne Self might be holding him up slightly. Now trying to get to his inside into 1 and 2. We are there. Rhodes gets a better drive off, though. We'll see if we can get back under him again into 3 and 4. We are. Can we clear him this time? No. Just a better drive off of the corner when you're on the top side versus the bottom. That's why we're not able to complete the pass on Ben Rhodes right now. We are trying desperately to get around him in case we get another caution. Clearing him off of turn 4, barely keeping it off the wall. We sent it into turns 3 and 4. Thought he might have been able to try the crossover. He almost laid the bumper to us into 1 and 2 that time. He got very, very close. Couldn't quite do it. Now loses ground off of 2. As we try to get around Austin Wayne Self. 3 wide to the top side for Chase Elliott. To get around the third place truck, barely keeping it off the wall. 3 wide now. Ben Rhodes is there to the inside, trying to get to third and get one of his laps back. And he's going to get underneath Stuart Friesen. As we split Friesen, the lap truck, 3 wide up the middle now with Clay Greenfield. Locking the tires down, getting a little slide action in there into turn 3. Still side by side with Rhodes. He is putting up a fight. Overdriving the corner slightly, beating him back to the grass, using Tanner Gray as a pick. And now pulling away from Ben Rhodes, easily clearing him off at turn 2. Lassard quite a ways ahead of us though. Still 1 lap down. He is still hoping for a caution. 67 to go for him to get back on the lead lap with a yellow. Yeah, they were supposed to have the road course for the Clash next year. To get it in the series full time, it's definitely a possibility. I'd like to see other road courses in the Cup Series, though, outside of the Daytona road course configuration. Like, there's other road courses they could go to. I think they, although these road courses on these oval racetracks like Charlotte, Indianapolis, Daytona, they're nice, and it is still a traditional road course, but not as traditional as like a standard road course like a Road America, Mid-Ohio, something of that nature. Or maybe even something that isn't on any of the NASCAR series, you know, like Circuit Americas that has been brought up. I don't know the Cup Series, how they would run there. I guess you don't know until you try. Oh, heavy contact in front of us there. Chastain got into the back of the 21 truck. Very heavy lap traffic. Everybody just bottlenecking in here, and you can see Rafael Lassard up ahead, just a few trucks ahead of us. He's stuck on the outside as he tries to move whoever's in front of him out of the way as he goes 3 wide up the middle now. A move to the outside goes Chase Elliott to try and make the pass. That was Sheldon Creed who was in front of Lassard. Lassard still stuck in that middle lane in the center of the corner, and he will go 2 laps down once again. This is where he was at when he had a bad timing caution earlier, as he's still trying to move Sheldon Creed out of the way. Oh, a little contact. Jason White. Not a lot of room there for now. Off the curbing. Can't tell who exactly is behind us. It looks like it's Tyler Hill that was behind us, so we're able to pull away from Lassard. He's still stuck on the outside. Yeah, this is manual transmission. I use manual for every race. Road course, oval, doesn't matter. There's just no need for me to drop down to third gear. I mean, we're running fine in fourth, so. I think that works better with the Cup Series dropping down to third gear than what it would the Cup Series, or I mean the Truck Series. The gear ratios are a lot different. Higher horsepower in the Cup Series, especially here on the short tracks, running 750 horsepower. So, yeah, it's not really worth it. Xfinity cars will be a little different. It'll be interesting to see how that works. They've never raced on the road course, at least in recent years, especially with the style cars that they have now. So that'll be a new test, and I believe the Xfinity race at Martinsville for ourselves with these custom schedules is the third race of the season. Granted, we got to get Charlotte in at some point in time whenever they patch that back up, but man, Tyler Ankrum not having a great performance here. Had a great rookie season, got a couple of wins, made the playoffs, but not a good run at Martinsville today with that 26 team, and he is back in 27th, handful of laps down. Getting rid of a Pocono race for... Yeah, if Pocono's going to keep 2 races, I would rather them keep the doubleheader. I was so bummed I couldn't go to that this year because of the COVID situation, but I'm really hoping that they run the doubleheader next year so I can go. I hope whatever NASCAR had schedule-wise in place for this year, they just keep next year. I don't want them to change it too much. Obviously, we know Nashville Superspeedway is coming in replace of one of the Dover races, but I'm perfectly fine with them keeping the same schedule that they were supposed to have this year for next year. Especially with knowing that, you know, all the tickets I have for dates that I'm getting refunded for, renewed for next year. It'd be a bummer. Any of them left. Yeah, they will be crazy. 750 horsepower. Yeah, it does take them a while to get up to speed. They will be running high speeds, yes, but if you think about it too, how long it takes them to get up to speed at Daytona, Talladega, they will be hitting 200 miles an hour, but they won't be going fast. They won't be going like 220. It's just, they're only running about a half a lap at the most on the oval without having to get on the brakes. Drafting might play a little bit of, actually quite a bit of a factor with the high banks there. Granted, there is no tall rear spoilers. They will be using the shorter rear spoilers, so you might not get as much of a draft and a big run in the oval part, but it could set up for a spectacular finish, though. Especially if it's a late race restart and everybody's bunched together, it will be a... Restarts are going to be crazy. Restarts are crazy anyway, but I mean, they will be especially crazy on this road course. Oh, drove it in a little too deep. I don't know how we cleared the 51 there. I believe that was Kyle Busch in the 51 truck. Again, there's 2 51 trucks, so I wasn't exactly sure. Well, it would have had to have been him because Christian Eckes is out of the race, so. Actually, Eckes might be in the 18 truck. I'm not entirely sure. I'm assuming that was Kyle Busch, but that was very close clearing him in the center of the corner. We got really tight, drove it in deep. The dominating race here today. I was not expecting this by any means. But I'll take it. Gonna take what you can get. You never know if we're gonna get any of these kinds of races yet. We could still get a few cautions. But we've only had 1 caution this entire race on lap 97. We have 46 to go. That's just crazy. 155 laps in the Truck Series at Martinsville and only 1 caution to show for. But it would have to take a couple cautions just to get Lassard back on the lead lap. Yeah, Eckes is in the 18. That's what I was thinking. But there is two 51 trucks. There's another one up ahead here. Herbst is in the 51, you're right. Yep. Guess we'll get to see who the next one is up here. I think it was Kyle Busch that we passed before. As we drove it in, and Friesen's having a rough day. It continues, and this is Riley Herbst right in front of us. Let's get these huge packs of lap trucks. It just clogs the lanes, and that's part of why we have had so much success today. Oh, contact with Chastain. Yeah, that is a crazy thing too, with Daytona being the final race of the regular season in real life for the Cup Series this year. Yeah, literally anybody can win, obviously. I mean, you could literally go in being on the bubble 16th with a 40-point cushion, survive the race all day, but if a guy like, let's say, Christopher Bell, or anybody inside the top 30 for that matter, Michael McDowell, goes on to win, then you're not in the playoffs anymore. So you definitely don't want to be a bubble driver going into Daytona. You really want to get that win if you can before Daytona this year. Unless you're a guy like Kyle Busch or Amarola, Kurt Busch, who are over 100 points above the cut line. If you're anywhere within a race, even if you're just 50 points above the cut line, there is a chance you can miss the playoffs, especially going to Daytona. Getting caught up in, all it takes is getting caught up in the big one. The drivers you're racing around don't get caught up in it. Either puts you on the outside or puts you right on the 16th spot and a new winner, and you're done. Yeah, Ty Dillon can make the playoffs. I mean, it's like that every year you go to Daytona anyway. Daytona or Talladega. I mean, look at Ricky Stenhouse back in 2017. He got 2 wins, one at Talladega, one at Daytona. If he didn't get those wins, he wouldn't have made the playoffs, because I think he was outside the top 16 at the end of the regular season. So, or Austin Dillon winning the Daytona 500 a couple years ago. He was 18th, I remember, at the end of the regular season, so he would have missed the playoffs if he didn't win the Daytona 500 that year. So it is like that. You have seen this happen in the past, but the fact that it's the last race of the playoffs, it just adds even more drama, because of at the early going of the season, you don't know who's going to be on the bubble at the end of the year, versus who's on the bubble last race of the regular season, so you kind of have a better look at how things will go as far as the points are concerned. Who might make it, who might not. Yeah, we've added a tricky playoff schedule in all 3 series, including a race at Daytona and Talladega on these custom schedules, so that makes the playoff drama intense. Heck, we made the Xfinity Series Championship Talladega just for the heck of it, so that's I don't know what to expect there, but it'll be intense for sure. Yeah, might not sit in 15th. See, the thing is, Johnson's run well this year. I trust that Jimmy can get consistency. There's still 9 races before Daytona, so 10 races left in the regular season. If Jimmy Johnson performs like he did before he had to miss a week, he was 68 points above the cut line, even with, being disqualified in the Coke 600 and, having a winning car at Darlington before wrecking out, before winning the stage. I think Jimmy Johnson can point his way in and get himself in a comfortable situation, which going into Daytona he wouldn't even have to worry about it. I think he can make it on points no problem. .29 laps to go for Chase Elliott. Looking to win the first 2 races of the season. As big of a points lead as we can get, the better, to get the 15 playoff points entering the playoffs of the regular season championship. But not only that, this is another 5 playoff points. That will give us 10 playoff points after the first 2 races of the season. Will they win at Daytona and Martinsville? That is huge to start the year, on top of having the regular season championship lead. It won't be a big lead because we're only 2 races in. A lot of good drivers that had great finishes at Daytona. A lot of the Thor Motorsport trucks finished well at Daytona, running top 10, top 5 at the end of the race, that are having great runs here that'll likely be 2nd, 3rd, 4th or so in points. Not far back. So we've carried double digits in people watching this race over the course of it, and that is despite the fact we have a 3-lap lead now, and Austin Hill is up to 2nd, Ben Rhodes to 3rd, and Rafael Lessard has fallen all the way back to 4th. You gotta wonder where Austin Hill came from. He was in 5th for the longest time. Austin Wayne Self finds himself in 5th right now. It's a dominating performance here today from Chase Elliott. Yeah, I did see the fight last night. I did not see it live. I did not catch any of the Xfinity race because we were running the Daytona 500 here on the channel. But I did see Cindric won back-to-back races, sweeping the Kentucky doubleheader for the Xfinity Series, and I saw that I saw the video of the fight after the race between Noah Gragson and Harrison Burton. So I listened to their interviews too, and I think Noah understands that he had a wrongdoing there. He just didn't apologize for it. But the fight ensued. Harrison Burton started the fight, and it looked like Noah Gragson ended it. I don't think Noah wanted to fight him. He probably knew he was wrong. But Harrison Burton had every right to be upset at the same time too. That's racing, boys. That was racing with a couple of young drivers. Oh, big bounce off the curbing into the side of Ryum. Probably 1971, NASCAR first inaugural season in the what is now NASCAR Cup Series was 1949, or yeah, 1949. So it wouldn't have been 41; it would have been 71. Richard Petty didn't race that long ago. He's 82 years old now. He didn't race back in 1941. Because he would have been born in 42, so yeah, he wasn't even born yet. 1941. Still 3 wide in the traffic. Still got to survive to the end of the race ourselves here. Boy, Raphael Lessard and Austin Hill. Everybody losing another lap. 4 laps ahead of the field. I don't think we had a dominant race like this ever on NASCAR Heat 4, no matter what the stipulation was. In fact, we're coming out of the gates strong in this Truck Series season. Here on NASCAR Heat 5 is insane. $15 to go. No, yeah, we are winning this one for sure. Even if we got in a, I mean, the only thing is, obviously, with DNFs, if we got in a hard enough crash, we would DNF, but... So there is always that, but lap traffic is getting pretty spaced out ahead of us now. We've gotten through the big clumps for now. 14 to go. We'll still catch trucks here and there. Hopefully we won't have to catch another big pack again. I don't think I've ever dominated a race like this in any NASCAR video game, to be completely honest. Especially on a hard difficulty like this. We have led every lap since lap 33 in this one. So we would have led 172 laps come race end. And it doesn't even matter if we get a caution or not the rest of the way. 12 laps to go. Just 1 caution here today. Pretty quiet race. It was for Christian Eckes blowing a right front tire in turns 3 and 4, which brought out the caution. And imagine what that could have changed. Because we had put Lessard a 2nd lap down right as the caution came out. A half a lap before the caution. If he would have stayed 1 lap down, he would have gotten back on the lead lap. Yeah, he might not have competed for the win come race end, but he definitely would have been able to finish in 2nd place because he would have been a whole 2 laps ahead of 3rd place. There would have been no way they would have caught him like they have so far. And Austin Hill, who was just in 2nd a little bit ago, is now back to 5th. So there is quite a big battle between 2nd to 5th right now. Yeah, there probably is. These backmarker trucks have to be like 10 laps down or so. Maybe more. I wouldn't be surprised.
Still there? You're all clear on top.
8 to go. In the truck race at Daytona, the final caution came with 8 laps to go. With Daytona having quite a few cautions, I believe we had 6 in the truck race. And 100 laps there and only 1 at Martinsville. What a change of pace from race to race. Next Truck Series race will be at Chicagoland. Not sure exactly when it'll be. Again, it depends on what the Xfinity Series patch. They can patch that up before Monday. Oh, man, huge bump from behind there. I believe that was Fogelton. 6 to go. No, this is Fogelman right in front of us. I'm not sure who that was behind us. That. Five laps remaining here at Martinsville today for Chase Elliott. And one of the most dominant performances that, if not the most dominant performance I think I've had here in any NASCAR video game. Whether it was streamed or not. With this being a full race, only having 1 caution definitely helped. Without a doubt. in having the best long run truck. This will be the longest green, 4 wide going into turn 3 here, trying to get around the lap trucks as quick as we can. So we have seen 4 wide today for the first time late in the race. 3 to go. This will be the longest green flag run of the race if we can get one more lap in here of the 2 green flag runs total. How many seconds of damage would I need to consider a DNF? I have no clue. But and there's a caution with 3 to go. Caution is out after another 97 lap green flag run. So we will have overtime today, but the win is all but locked up. Ben Rhodes will get the free pass and get one of his laps back, so he will be locked into finishing second. And the race now is for about 3rd place. And we might as well hit pit road, why not? Repair the damage just in case. 4 fresh tires back on the truck. Everybody else is going to stay out because we're only going to have 2 laps here, so. A lot of drivers are going to be taking the wave around, getting an extra lap back here. So maybe Ben Rhodes hasn't locked in second because of the wave around. They'll be lined up behind him with the free pass. So that'll actually make things interesting for second. They're all at the rear of the field. So here we go. Green flag back in the air. Overtime at Martinsville. Oh, and look at everybody going 3 wide behind us on the restart as they battle for second. Jason White had actually pitted under that last caution, so that's why he was staying out, or that's why he was in front of the rest of the cars that took the wave around. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go at Martinsville. Ben Rhodes in second place. The battle for second is on. Right behind us, Rafael Lassard to the inside. Couldn't quite make the move. He's got one more shot at it going into 3 and 4. And tries to use the bumper. Not going to get to him. Chase Elliott wins at Martinsville. Ben Rhodes second. Rafael Lassard third to round out the top 3 at the finish of the race. Back-to-back wins for Elliott to start the Truck Series season. A dominant performance out of this Hooters number 24 truck. We have burnt the engine out already in the victory celebration, winning the Texas Roadhouse 200. Big lap here today, 72 minutes total time in the race today, 1 hour 12 minutes total. Rafael Lassard actually did get second place on Johnny Sauter, so he must have barely beat him back to the line. It looked like Sauter had the run off of 4, I guess not. So Lassard finishes second. Oh, you know what? They inverted it again because... yeah, they inverted the field again like they did in the Xfinity race. So Ben Rhodes actually fell back to 6th. So I guess Lassard gets scored second. Johnny Sauter third. Austin Wayne Self 4th. Austin Hill 5th. Ben Rhodes 6th, and you have Moffitt 7th, Marcus Hook 8th, Ty Majeski 9th, and Kyle Busch rounds out the top 10 here in this one. Yeah, there were some trucks that finished 10 laps down here in this one. 12, Jason White. My goodness. And Christian Eckes was the only driver to DNF. Not sure who brought out the second caution, but they were able to finish the race, supposedly, which forced overtime here. Good thing the other trucks weren't on the lead lap at the finish there. That would have been hectic. Second win of the season, a 12-point lead over Johnny Sauter, who is second in points right now. Tyler Hill having a great run, unsponsored truck in third after the first 2 races. We got Enfinger, Riley Herbst, Austin Hill, Chastain, Hook, Gilliland, and Moffitt rounding out the top 10. Kyle Busch in 11th. But winning your in into the playoffs, top 10 will make the playoffs come season end, but we're trying to fight for the regular season title with that 12-point lead. There's Chase Elliott in victory lane here today. Lassard had the fastest lap, 20.473. And by far we led the most laps, 172 of the 200 laps led in today's race from the back to the front on the move. And the tough break, we'll go to Tyler Ankrum. Started 10th, finished 25th. So tough run for him. He was at the back most of the race. So that's going to be it for this one. We got more Cup Series more, I don't know what I was trying to say there. More Cup Series action later today. We'll run at Dover for the NASCAR Cup Series Race 2 in the Chase for 8 with Jimmy Johnson. So hopefully you guys tune in for that one. 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time will be the start time for that race. Hope to see you guys then. Subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the race commentary, the video in general. And I will see you guys later today. Hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss the next upload or any other upload going forward. And have a good afternoon. I'll see you later.